This is how my astrology teacher taught me the difference between the sun, the moon, and the rising sign. The sun is your identity and your ego. Your moon is your internal world and who you are on the inside. And then your rising sign is your essence and like kind of like your soul. So the sun's archetype, which is the planet that rules Leo, is all about self-expression and it's all about like who we are. I feel like this is why everyone's always immediately like, what's your sun sign? Even though it may not be the most important part of your chart, the sun sign is like, how do you present? Like, what's your ego and your identity like? The sign that your sun is in is kind of the flavor in which you choose to express in the way you kind of present yourself to the world. So it could have to do with how you dress and kind of how your mannerisms are. But I feel like in a lot of ways, it's the way you look when you do something. With a water sign, you're gonna look more graceful, you're gonna look more emotional, you're gonna look more passive. With a fire sign, you're gonna do things with more boldness and more expression. So the way that my teacher taught me is the moon placement is actually the most important planet in your chart because the moon is the closest planet to Earth. So it's closest to our orbit and it moves through the signs the fastest. So it's more personal to you. Moon changes sign every 2.5 days. Sun changes sign every 30 days. And the moon archetype is directly related to the mother. So we get a lot of our moon traits from our mother. You might find connections from your moon sign to your mother or like maternal caregiver figure. When you think about it, the mother is the most important archetype in a way that there is because it's the mother that gives life. It's how we learn to love, to nurture, to support, to live. So although your sun sign is maybe how you identify and how you might come across, your moon sign is actually how you feel on the inside. So when someone gets to know you, the moon sign starts to come out more. The moon sign is absolutely directed to like what your emotional needs are, what makes you feel supported and loved. And it's often how you will go across showing others that you support and love them. Getting closer with the archetype of the sign of your moon is going to have more value than getting close to the archetype of your sun in most cases. Like you could have any kind of sun sign, but if your moon sign is in an earth placement like Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, you need stability, you need consistency, you need that reality sort of grounding. Or if your moon's in an air sign, you need to talk things out. You emotionally process through talking things through with people. The rising sign changes every 2 hours and it's on the eastern horizon of the sky where the sun rises. So it has to do with the energy and the essence that we're rising into in this life. And because it changes every 2 hours, it's even more personal than the moon sign in a certain way. But it's not a planet, it's just a position of the constellation. So it's not as important as your moon placement, but your rising sign is ruled by a planet. So whatever the ruler is of your rising sign, so if you're a rising Capricorn, your chart is ruled by Saturn. So that archetype is extremely important. Saturn is going to be the planet that rules your life. If you're Cancer rising, then the moon's position is going to be the most influential in your chart. If you're Sagittarius rising, then Jupiter's position is going to be the most influential. Same with like Jupiter transits might impact you more. If you're a Scorpio rising, Pluto transits or Mars transits might impact you more. If you're looking to understand yourself deeper or another person's chart deeper or look at compatibility between two charts, you're going to want to look at the moon signs because the moon is what dictates your entire internal world, how you function internally, what your needs are.